When I first played Metal Gear Solid 5, I had no idea what the story was, or what the plot involved, or who any of the characters was. It was an introductory state, and I enjoyed every bit of it. Metal Gear Solid 5, it has to be my favourite game, or one of my favourite games, with Red Dead Redemption 2, as of 2019 anyway. But I found that when I completed the game, and went online to see what other people thought about it, and giving their input on it, that many people had mixed opinions, some people even greatly disliking the game, and I wanted to find out why this was. These people seem to be people who had played games before it, obviously, people playing games 1, 2, 3 and 4. So I decided to play games 2, 3 and 4 after watching the first one online, because I didn't have access to that on my PlayStation 3. I understand why some fans dislike 5 so much. The first reason being the protagonist Snake, who was no longer voiced by the iconic David Hayter, who had become synonymous with the character, and was now voiced by Kiefer Sutherland. Snake also had very little dialogue in number 5 compared to the amount of dialogue he had in 1, 2, 3 and 4. I didn't complain about that. I quite enjoyed that in Metal Gear Solid 5, to be honest, because it allowed me to relate more to the character, as it seemed like he didn't know what was going on, and I didn't know what was going on. So that seemed to be a positive feature. But for me, I can understand why people who had played the previous games and who had had this really complex dialogues between one character and another, one of them being Snake, to now just have monologues from the antagonist Skullface for 7 minutes straight, with no back and forth interaction. There were very few cinematic cutscenes compared to the previous games. Instead, they were replaced by audio tapes, which I have to admit I didn't listen to very many of those. They didn't seem essential to the story. Maybe when I play it again, which I definitely will, because I enjoyed the game very much, I'll listen to the audio tapes more often. I actually tried to replay the game last year, but I couldn't do it because it seems to be missing the new game feature. You know, where on the title screen you can press either new game, continue, or maybe if you want to you can see the credits. There was no new game feature available, which just shows how unfinished it was, which I came to realise later on. There were also not so many strong antagonists in this one compared to its predecessors. So we had Skullface, who was a mediocre at best, according to everyone else. I personally liked his covert style, not being around, being more behind the scenes, messing with you out of sight. But you can understand when you have these characters from other games, such as Revolver Ocelot and Liquid Snake, who are very in your face, very overt in their way of messing with you. You have also had Sahelanthropus, which I've got to admit I like fighting against that, but you only really run into him twice in the story. So yeah, that was something that was weird. You have the Man on Fire and Psycho Mantis, and there are 2 chapters you can play in this, but you defeat all of them by the end of chapter 1. So that after that just leaves really Liquid Snake, or at least young Liquid Snake, who you don't really ever face. And it just shows that the game wasn't finished. It really wasn't finished, because I don't know why Konami had to get it rushed out the door so quickly, and why afterwards they fired Kojima. I don't know. I'm not going to claim that I know. Despite all of these flaws, Metal Gear Solid 5 still my favourite game, with Red Dead Redemption 2. It had strong characters. The story seems to chug along just fine until it just suddenly ends at the end of chapter 2. And the ending they give, when I first played it, I thought it was alright. I was a little upset when I found that there was a bit more to the game that wasn't added, but watching the ending, the real ending anyway, was enough for me. I mean, I would have liked to have played it, but oh well. If it wasn't available on PlayStation Plus when it was, I probably wouldn't even know what the game was. The first game that came out while I was a fan of the series was Metal Gear Solid, and we all know how that went. I don't know where Konami's taking this, but it's not in a good direction at least. Hopefully they'll veer away from that very soon. I've got to say, I can't wait for Kojima's Death Stranding. It looks like it's going to be great. Watched trailer 3 for that at least 5 times. That's going to be pretty good. No, but that's all from me. I rambled a bit at the end there, but oh well. What you going to do? Thanks if you enjoyed this. Give this video a like. Can't believe I'm doing this now. Give this video a like and subscribe. See you guys later. Adios.